realistically, I'm calm, right? It doesn't seem like such a big deal, but it is a big deal, and it doesn't, again, like, imagine we already don't like taxes being taken out of our check, and we owe the government that regardless, right? So imagine somebody who's not the IRS dipping their hand in your paycheck and taking your money without telling you beforehand. And then not only do they take the money, they don't even leave you anything. Imagine that. So that's where we're at. How's it going, people? Once again, it's your boy Prince OG here again. So making this quick video because I wasn't going to talk about it, right? Then I decided might as well talk about it. So this is why I'm no longer going to be working with Aptive, the pest control company, okay? Like I said in the last video, one of the main reasons, again, like I said, just the chargebacks. I mean, I find it ridiculous. I mean, I kind of understand from a business standpoint, but again, it's kind of ridiculous that you work so hard to create clientele, accounts, and you're not part of the actual process, or you're not part of the service. You just offer the service, then the client cancels, then the company charges you back the money they paid you from the client. And then, of course, they also charge the client to cancel at the same time. So let me break that down. So the client pays for the service, and since it's an ongoing service, the company pays you in advance for, you know, however long this service is supposed to be, or however long the contract is supposed to be, right? Then, if that client cancels, the company charges the client to cancel. Then, of course, they charge you back as well. That's highly frustrating. I already talked about in that last video. This video here is the second reason, and it just, you know, doesn't sit right with me. This summer, right, when I was working for Aptive, you know, had some issues. They had some payment issues. This is not to badmouth the company. There's nothing wrong with they pay you out, all that. So if you're looking into that and that aspect, yes, this company will pay you your money that you worked hard for. So that's not an issue, right? However, during the time I had my direct deposit set up, then somehow it got messed up and I missed my first paycheck, XYZ. Anyways, so one of our regional managers, he was like, all right, perfect, no problem. Here, boom, let me give you some money so you can, you know, maintain, which is not a problem. Greatly appreciate that. It wasn't asked for. He just did it out of the kindness of his heart, right? Later on, again in the summer, had to, you know, swing out, drive a couple hours out in Texas to go pay a ticket, a couple other fines, and then, of course, I had to fix my car. Some other issues happened. Oh, yeah. So my car was down. Yeah, my car was down. I was buying parts, trying to put it together, and it was a whole bad situation. I was unable to work. I tried to get an advance on the money I already, you know, earned, and they denied that. The company denied the advance, right? And their reason for denying it was because I hadn't been going to work. And I was like, well, to my regional manager I was talking to, I was like, well, I already discussed this with you. The reason I had been able to get to work because my car was down, and I'm the only one here working now because everybody else, the regular season was ending. Everybody else, you know, went back to Idaho, Utah, wherever they lived, right? So I was the only one left. And I was like, well, you know what's going on? And he's like, oh, yeah, man, I understand, completely understand, blase, blase. Here's some money. Threw some money at me. Hey, you know, hey. You know, however, I'm not the type of person to just, you know, not pay anybody back. And I said, I appreciate this. I'll pay you back when we get paid in December in the back end. No problem, right? So come October, right? No, the checks go out. I don't get any money. I'm thinking, you know, it's supposed to come at a certain date. It doesn't. So I hit them up, and they're like, yeah, the checks went out. Hit up your team lead for all the breakdown. So I hit him up, and, you know, going through the list of deductions, the chargebacks was the majority of it from people canceling, you know, rent, XYZ. But then I see itemized there, they took out the money that my regional manager gave me, and they took it out of my check. I didn't sign off on them to do this. I didn't, the company had no knowledge of him giving me any money or XYZ. The regional manager who lent me the money didn't let me know what his intentions were. And so for me, I didn't see how it was legal for for a manager to have access to my check before I have access to my check. You see what I'm saying? So if it sounds a little bit too convoluted, let me backtrack. So let's say you work at Walmart, McDonald's, whatever. Let's say you work at your current job where you're working right now, and a coworker gives you some money, and then all of a sudden on your check, you find out that the company took out money from your check to give this to this coworker. Now, how would you feel? Would you feel completely unawares to you, right? No knowledge, so it's very frustrating, especially during seeing the fact that not only, because don't get me wrong, I have no problem paying anybody any money back that I owe them. That's not the issue here. The issue, like I said, is the fact that the money was taken out of my check and I was left with nothing. Let's put that there. So the money was taken out of my check. I was left with nothing. I was unaware that this money was coming out, and I didn't sign off on anybody to take any money out of my check from the company. So for that reason, as well as the chargebacks, I will no longer be working with Aptive. Okay, this is not to say they're a bad company. It's not to downplay them. It's not to downplay their service. This is specifically my experience and interaction, and why I won't be continued on with them next. Okay, right? So this is not to say I don't appreciate this regional manager, going out of his way to look out for me and, make sure his guys that are earning him money are taken care of. I completely understand that, and I appreciate that wholeheartedly. But what I don't appreciate, and when people say they care about you, is you can't tell me you care about me and then you reach into my check without letting me know, take all the money there, and you don't say anything. You know what you did. You took all the money. And you don't say anything. You don't let the person know. We never discussed it beforehand. So the more I talk about it, the more antsy I get and upset. So like I said, I will not be working with Aptive again. Okay. If you're planning on going ahead with them, hey, more power to you. You have a great summer, and I wish you success. So if you don't know what I'm doing yet, you can visit deathproof.solutions. Link should be here at the bottom, and we'll look forward to the growth, and we're going to see where we go from here. Okay, so y'all stay blessed, and I'm out.